It's an enormous privilege to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, honoris causa, that too from such a prestigious institution like the Indian Institute of Management, Kolkata. Now, my own life has been spent in the study of international relations and the pursuit of diplomacy. This was initially as a student, then for more than 4 decades as a diplomat, briefly, as I said, on the global side of business, and currently as the minister with the responsibility for the conduct of our foreign policy. In the course of this journey, my own understanding of this subject has evolved, and perhaps the sharpest realization is of the intricate connect between national capabilities and external aspirations. This is clearly not rocket science, but the complexity of that linkage and its relationship to policy options is something that is really brought home by experience. It is therefore natural that on an occasion like this, that too at an institution so deeply associated with our economic growth, that this should be the subject of my address. For many decades now, this connect that I have referred to has been conceptually articulated as comprehensive national power. A complex aggregation of multiple dimensions, it is a measure of a country's strength, of its quality of life, and of its ability to shape the world. Some aspects, like military or economic capacities, are more obvious. Others, like natural resources, niche technologies, or cultural impact, perhaps much less so. Occasionally, developing exceptional capabilities provide an added source of power. Now, conversely, allowing crucial vulnerabilities such as neglect of border infrastructure or indifference to industrialization can be a great weakness. Let us turn to the global landscape and begin by recognizing the profound changes underway. This is an era where politics increasingly trumps economics, and that's not a pun. Decisions are now being made not merely on costs, but taking into account ownership and security. Where a product is made or who offers a service is as important as their price points. When de-risking overrides the logic of efficiency, the mantra of just in time actually gives place to the caution of just in case. Of course, globalization still exists because it's too far gone to be rolled back. But with powerful counter forces today brought into play, far from being an aberration, these trends have only just started and will probably pick up pace in times to come. Now let's turn our attention to some key elements of this transformation, which actually make for a less rule-bound and a more fragmented world. The United States, long the underwriter of the contemporary system, has set radically new terms of engagement. Not just that, it is doing so by dealing with countries on a one-on-one basis rather than through regimes. China has long played by its own rules and is now doing so even more. In the ensuing scenario, other nations are unclear on whether their attention should be on the visible competition or the trade-offs and understandings that punctuate them. Faced with such pulls and pressures of globalization, of fragmentation, and of supply insecurity, The rest of the world responds by hedging against all contingencies. Even as it engages the United States and China directly, choices are avoided where feasible, and choices are made when beneficial. Simultaneously, other options between themselves are explored with greater urgency. One sign of that is the uptick in the enthusiasm today for free trade agreements across geographies. Now, while all of this is happening, the global picture is by no means static. Europe and Asia are reassessing their respective strategic predicaments. The very landscape in the Middle East has undergone a transformation. The importance of partnering Africa's growth is more widely recognized. And as distances become less relevant, new opportunities are visualized in Latin America. Now, please also bear in mind that the relative weight of nations in different domains is also undergoing a major change. Whether it is manufacturing, energy, trade, finance, technology, natural resources, connectivity, or mobility, the world is not what it was, say, just a decade ago. A third of global production currently takes place in China. This has put the spotlight on the resilience and reliability of supply chains. Conflicts and climate events have added to the possibility of their disruption. When it comes to energy, the US has gone from being a major importer to a significant exporter of fossil fuels. At the same time, China dominates the world of renewables. Where trade is concerned, supply-side risks are aggravated by demand-side uncertainty. The salience of tariff rates to trade prospects has obviously heightened volatility. And as for finance, the prolific application of sanctions, the seizure of assets, and the advent of blockchain-based technologies are today part of the new realities.